Meditating boy. Hey guys. Okay, so I can't remember if I said I would be on tonight, but here I am. So let's get this show on the road, you guys. So what's up, y'all? My name's Nicole, and this is my channel, Real Talk Recovery. We talk about recovery from addiction. Hey, Deidre. Hey, Michelle. So, spread the word. Let the hangouts know I'm here, guys. Hey, Bill. What's up? Welcome, you guys. Welcome. Hey, Mama. Y'all, that's my mom. Say hi to Mama. Okay, so, you guys, I told you guys that we would talk about step 3 tonight, which is making the decision. Just living the dream. Hey, Richard. Mama DeMayo's in the comments, you guys. My mom's in the comments, so say hi to her. All right. So, like I said tonight we would do this, go over step 3. Yes, I think Sunday we did steps 1 and 2. We were just finishing up. Hey, Miss Bailey. Misty, right? Yeah. Deidre, Bill, Richard, Mom. So, on Sunday, we had just finished up, you guys, step 2, and we were talking about coming to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. And I was talking with you guys how, you know, that power is your higher power. You know, it doesn't have to be my higher power. We might have totally different, our higher powers might be totally different, you know. I know some people that are, you know, Buddhist. I know some people that are Christian. I know some people that are, they believe in the universe and nature. And I know some people that, you know, are Jewish. I mean, there's all kinds of different higher powers, and whatever your higher power is, you have to come to an understanding, right? And identify that power that's greater than you, and believe in it, right? That's what we were working on when I left off on Sunday. Hey, Max. So, what tonight we're going to talk about, you guys, is we're going to talk about decisions, making the decision. We're going to talk about turning the key, because that's what it's all about. All right. So for so many years, when I was in active addiction, I would come out of active addiction, and I would go into the rooms of AA and NA, and I would try to get sober, right? And I would have every intention, you guys, of getting sober. I wanted to be clean and sober. I wanted to change. And I was starting to have negative consequences. I was going to jail. I was getting in trouble. I was losing my jobs. I was losing relationships. I was wrecking cars. I was hurting and harming my family. My sisters, you know, didn't have their sister. You know, I missed out. I'm the oldest. I have 2 little sisters, and I was never there for them as a big sister. I was running the streets. You know, the way I was a big sister to my sister Michelle was I shot her up for the first time. You know, like that's the kind of shit I did with my sisters. And I look back on that and I think about that, and it makes me so upset, you know, because I could have been so much better. I could have helped my sisters, you know. I could have been a person that helped them make better decisions, but instead I was with me and my sister out there doing dope together. You know, my baby sister Christine, she watched me and my other sister make bad choices and learned the hard way, and watched us to not make bad choices, you know. But I was doing those kind of things, you know. So what I'm saying all this is because I was going back and forth for so many years, because I wasn't making that decision and sticking to it. I was flailing back and forth. You know, I believed that there was something out there that was watching over me, that was wanting me to do better, but I wasn't making that decision to trust in that power and believe in it, right? when I started going into the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous and I started working with my sponsor the first time around, I started to learn about the steps. And that's when that was the first time I heard, about the 12 steps, and all the words didn't make sense to me. And Nate, hey buddy, I love you. You want to say hi to everybody first? Because you do. Nana's on there too. Go ahead and say hi. So show them your haircut.
It's spiky and stupid.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
I don't like it.
It's handsome. I'm gonna flatten it out, okay, for your pictures tomorrow. Tomorrow's Nate's family pictures. Tomorrow's Nate's school pictures. Hey, buddy, go turn your show on. The little remote controls right on the TV. We just got back from the playground, you guys. We went out to eat. We had his friend over. We just had a bath time and everything. So he has been well taken care of. So when I was going to the meetings, like, I could not understand. Like, I don't know why, you guys, but when I would hear the steps and they would recite them in the, because they would read them in the beginning of the meeting and how it works. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. And I would listen to them go through how it works and then go through the 12 steps. And it was like Chinese to me. Like, I didn't understand. I didn't understand until, I had somebody that would sit down with me and broke it down for me. So now we're on step 3. Made a decision, okay? To decide. Deciding is an action, right? Making a decision. To turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. That's why I make sure that I clarify when I tell you guys, you're making this decision to believe and to turn your will over to the care of God, your understanding of God. That doesn't mean my understanding of God. That doesn't mean Neil's understanding of God. That doesn't mean Mama's understanding of God. It means your understanding. So whenever you're starting to get clean and sober, get yourself and start praying and meditating. Start connecting with your higher power. Start getting to know Him. Start taking time and just like sitting in the afternoon. If you go to bed, 5 minutes before you go to bed, thank you, God. Thank you for keeping me sober today. Thank you for guiding me today. Thank you for making me helping me make good decisions. Amen. Just that simple. In the morning time, wake up and turn your will over. Okay, God, I'm turning my will and my life over today. Just guide me today. Show me how to live clean today, right? And that's just the action of because all that your higher power wants, you guys, is a relationship with you. He just wants to connect with you. He wants your attention. The only time I would give my higher power any attention, you guys, was when I was in jail. And I'd be like, oh, God, please get me out of here. Please, God, let my mom and dad bail me out. Or if I got pulled over, I'd be praying, oh, Jesus, don't let them find the dope. Oh, Jesus. Oh, please, Jesus, protect me. Keep your hand of protection over me, Lord. Start speaking in tongues. Lashanda stodakita mananda. And all kinds of stuff, right? I'm just joking, y'all. That I said Lashonda stole the key to my Honda. Anyway. My sister is so funny. Anyway, my sister made that up. That's what I would do, though, you guys. I would be praying those foxhole prayers. God, please save me. Right? So I had no relationship with my higher power. I didn't know how to go to Him and build a relationship either. So when I got sober, I started to learn how to do that. And now, if I don't pray, like I was telling you guys the other day, or do my meditation in the morning, you guys, you can tell. Okay? I think I had missed about three days last week where I wasn't praying. Right? I wasn't praying. I wasn't doing my meditation. And you could tell because I was getting kind of shitty. I was getting kind of cocky. I was getting arrogant. And I was getting, because it's hard, you guys. It's hard to stay balanced. It's really hard to stay balanced, too, when you're trying to kind of lead something like this on a channel. And you're trying to help other people. And because what happens is, like I said, I was telling you guys the other day, I can come over here and I can spread this message to you guys and I can deliver this message to you. But then what am I doing to get fed? So whenever I leave here, I have to go do something to feed me and to take care of me. Because if I don't, then I'm not going to be any good. I'm not going to be any good to you guys. And then my message will just be mess. You know what I mean? Right, Richard. And so that's the thing. That's your higher power. Your God wants you to talk to him. He wants a special relationship with just you. He wants you to talk to him when you're happy. He wants him to talk to you when you're sad. He wants you to talk to him when you're glad, when you're angry. He wants you to be connected to him. And it's really, really important in your recovery, you guys, that you get connected. You know, get connected to sober recovery support and also get connected to your higher power. So, here we go. Y'all listening? Practicing step 3 is like the opening of a door, which to all appearances is still closed and locked. All we need is a key and the decision to swing the door open. There is only one key, and it is called willingness. Once unlocked by willingness, the door opens almost of itself, and looking through it, we shall see a pathway beside which is an inscription. It reads, "This is the way to a faith that works." In the first 2 steps, we were engaged in reflection. We were looking back, right? We were surrendering. We were looking back on our life, seeing how unmanageable it is, seeing how when we took drugs and alcohol into our body that, you know, we were powerless. Hey, we saw that we were powerless over alcohol, but we also perceived that faith of some kind, if only in AA itself, is possible to anyone. These conclusions did not require action. They required only acceptance. So if you guys didn't know, yesterday I made a video about acceptance. Like all the remaining steps, step 3 calls for affirmative action. For it is only by action that we can cut away the self-will which has always blocked the entry of God, or, if you like, a higher power into our lives. Faith, to be sure, is necessary, but faith alone can avail nothing. We can have faith, yet keep God out of our lives. Therefore, our problem now becomes just how and by what specific means shall we be able to let him in. Step 3 represents our first attempt to do this. In fact, the effectiveness of the whole AA program will rest upon how well and earnestly we have tried to come to a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. To every worldly and practical-minded beginner, this step looks hard, even impossible. No matter how much one wishes to try, exactly how can he turn his own will and his own life over to the care of whatever God he thinks there is? Hey, Nate. Nate, I'm not even playing with you right now. Fortunately, who have tried it and with equal misgivings can testify that anyone at all can begin to do it. We can further add that a beginning, even the smallest, is all that is needed. So all you got to do is start. All you have to do is start. Okay? Start making that decision and start stepping in to doing your prayer and meditation, starting out in the mornings and thanking him, going to bed at night and thanking him. Thanks for keeping me sober. And when you wake up in the morning, please help me do this today. Show me how to do this today. I'm turning my will over to you today. Once we have placed the key of willingness in the lock and have the door ever so slightly open, we find that we can always open it some more. So once you got the door propped open, you can get it open more each time. Though self-will may slam it shut again, as it frequently does, it will always respond the moment we again pick up the key to willingness. So, y'all, there's 3 cornerstones or keystones to recovery. And those are honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. I don't know if you guys have ever heard it said before, but like some people are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. You know, and they say that in the book. They say that they're unfortunate, that seem to have been born that way. They cannot grasp this manner of living, which requires rigorous honesty. And I think that's what happens with a lot of people, is that whenever it's hard, you guys, truth is hard to swallow when you're not living your life right. You know, truth is hard to swallow when you're struggling in addiction still. You know, it's hard. It hurts when you hear somebody sharing something and it hits that nerve, because that's what's been going on in your life. You think, oh, are they talking about me? You know, but really that person is just sharing, you know, what they've learned from the program, you know. But that's how it would go for me. You know, Shauna and me were talking on the phone the other day, and she was like, it's kind of like when the preacher's preaching, and he's preaching about sin, and he's preaching about adultery, and he's preaching about thieving and the crimes that we commit when we're, you know, under the influence of addiction. And when you feel him talking about the lies and the adultery and the stealing, and you've done those things, it's kind of like you can feel it. You're like, is he talking about me? Is he saying that to me? Right? Because it's hard. It's hard when we're struggling and somebody's sharing about something that we're going through. You can feel it, you know? Maybe this all sounds mysterious and remote, something like Einstein's theory of relativity or a proposition in nuclear physics. It isn't at all. Let's look at how practical it actually is. Every man and woman who has joined AA and intends to stick has, without realizing it, made a beginning on step 3. Isn't it true that in all matters touching upon alcohol, each of them has decided to turn his or her life over to the care, protection, and guidance of Alcoholics Anonymous? Already a willingness has been achieved to cast out one's own will and one's own ideas about the alcohol problem in favor of those suggested by AA. Any willing newcomer feels sure AA is the only safe harbor for the foundering vessel he has become. Now, if this is not turning one's will and life over to a newfound providence, then what is? You know, when we all come in here together and we rely upon each other and we are helping each other stay sober and we're using each other like, hey, I'm struggling today, man. I feel like I want to get high. And then the other person says, well, talk to me about it. What's been going on? What stress are you going through? You know, do you want to call me on the phone? Do you want to take a walk? Do you want to go out to eat? You know, all those things that we do. That's us. That's like we're coming together. That's camaraderie. That's fellowship. That's friendship, you know? And that's us being willing to turn our will over, you know? It's like, guide us. Our higher powers, you guys, are guiding us. Addiction, you can call it whatever you want. It's the devil. Addiction is the devil. Addiction is evil, and recovery is good. It's a battle between good and evil. It's a battle between our two selves, our personality that's an addicted personality, and then our sobriety self. Nate, what's wrong? Nothing is going to turn me into it. If I keep on turning my life and my will over to the care of something or somebody else, what will become of me? I'll look like the hole in the donut. This, of course, is the process by which instinct and logic always seek to bolster egoism, and so frustrate spiritual development. So when we're turning our will over, you guys, like we're developing spiritually. We are letting go of our old ideas. We're saying, I don't know how to do this on my own. I don't have the answers. All the things I've been doing up until now have wound me up in jail, institutions, and almost dead, right? That's what we were doing in our active addiction. In active addiction, we were driving our car off the road into the ditch. We were riding on tires that were bald. What happened? Come here.
That thing in Daddy's room fell out.
Oh no. When we were in active addiction, you guys, we were going nowhere fast. So if step 3 says make a decision to turn your will and your life over, how hard is that, right? I mean, what do we have to lose? What do we have to lose? I would rather be turning my will and my life over, you guys, and asking for God to guide me, you know, and be a little nervous, be a little scared because I hadn't talked to God in a long time. You know, I didn't think he loved me anymore. I thought he had abandoned me. But you know what I learned? I learned that God never left my side, that he was there the whole time protecting me. You know, he kept me safe. He kept me alive. I shouldn't be alive today.
Why?
You know, my mom came and saw me in the hospital one time, you guys, and I was in there. I had been in there for 7 days in a coma. And I remember when I woke up, my mom said, "Do you know how long you've been in here?" And I was like, you know, I thought it was like a night. Because I had overdosed so many times, it was nothing new. And she was like, "You've been in here for 7 days."
Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, Mommy was sick. So when my son, when the rubber hit the road and my son got removed from my care, and they told me, you know, you either get your life together or you're going to lose your kid, I was willing to do anything. I became willing to turn my will over. I became willing to work steps. I became willing to take suggestions. And I wanted to change more than anything because I want to be a good mom. I want to take care of my son. I want to be there for him.
That's fine.
You know, I'm not going to cry. I want to be there for him, you guys. I want to raise him up to be a strong, smart little boy. And I want him to know. I want him to know how dangerous drugs are and how bad it is to go out and make bad decisions like Mommy did. You know?
I don't even know how to do all that stuff.
I know. Yeah, because you know what, you guys? Becoming a mom gave me purpose. It gave me purpose, and it opened up my heart and my life.
Mommy,
Yeah.
you see it hurt in my...
Where are you hurt at?
On my foot.
Let me see. So yeah, that's what happened. I became desperate. And when I became desperate, Mama, I got willing. Oh,
Mommy, put that back, put that back.
You scraped it. Okay, hold on to my arm so you don't fall backwards. You want to show Nana?
I did in a big giant scrape.
Yeah.
For me to see.
There you go, chingity bop. Oh.
I hope I can still walk.
Can you walk on it? Okay. I think that's what happens for all of us, you guys. We get to a point where we're just desperate enough to take any kind of help. We're desperate enough. If this book said, you know, stand on one foot, put your finger on your nose, and pray, and that would get us sober, we would do it. You know, when you just get to a point where you're like, I don't want to live my life like this anymore. And me and my mom were talking about it today. Then you get a taste of what your life can be like sober. You get a taste of the good life. You get a taste of stability and happiness. You know, don't get me wrong. Life is not perfect, but it is so much better than it was when I was in active addiction, you guys. Like, I'm not wanting to die every day now, you know, and I can make mistakes and I can own it and I can look at my behavior and I can change it, you know, and I can be a better person today, you guys. Like, I couldn't do any of the things that I do today when I was in active addiction, you know, and I'm telling you, my little boy was a miracle of God. He was sent to me to pull me out of the depths of hell. And that little dude right there, that little ray of sunshine saved my life. He is my everything. I work so hard, you guys, to make sure that I do everything I can to take very good care of my son because I love him. right? I love him, and I owe him everything because he helped me to love myself. You know, my son loves me so much unconditionally, and he has helped me to love myself. Hey, Jamie. So, you know, I guess all those times that I had tried to get sober before, I just wasn't ready. I just wasn't desperate, you know, because I wasn't willing to make a decision. I wasn't willing to come to believe that a power greater than myself could restore me. I wasn't willing to surrender and admit and accept that drugs and alcohol were killing me and that I could no longer use drugs and alcohol successfully. And I say successfully loosely, but what I mean by successfully, I mean with impunity. I saw other people using drugs and alcohol without any consequences, right? But I couldn't do that. I would go out and get drunk and drive my car off a cliff. I would go out and take some hydrocodone and have sex with somebody's boyfriend. I would, you know what I'm saying, like be promiscuous. I would snort a line of cocaine and overdose in front of everybody. Like I could not do anything without shit going haywire, you know? So it's like assigned to me. And if you guys are out there and you're struggling in active addiction, or you're struggling staying away from alcohol, or you're struggling staying away from dope, I'm going to be honest with you. If you keep going out there and using and drinking, what's going to happen is you're going to die, you're going to go to jail, or you're going to die, or you're going to go to the crazy house, or you're going to kill somebody else, okay? And then you're not going to be able to live with yourself, you know? There's not really any way to sugarcoat addiction, you guys. There's not any way to say, oh, well, I'm sorry, you guys. If you want to go out and get high, I'll see you next year, because I might not see you. I might not see you. You might not make it back. Yeah, isn't that like psychedelic hallucinogen? Or that date rape drug. I'm not sure. But I'm not going to act like you could die. You're going to die if you keep on getting high. Just like I was going to die. You know, I'm telling you guys, time after time after time again, God saved me. He would pull me back from death. And I would wake up, you know, out of an overdose. And here I was, back to life. So just be careful out there, you guys. If you're struggling in active addiction and you want to get out, you can always message me and I'll help you find treatment. You know, I think going to treatment for 60 to 90 days is a great thing, because 30 days, that's just a little vacation. And then you come out and you don't have any foundation, right? Yeah, you got to, my mom says, ask for help. All you got to do is message me, you guys, and I will hook you up with resources for treatment. We can even help you find treatment that's free, you guys. Like, there's ways to find help. You just got to want it, y'all. When my son got taken away, I called every treatment center in my city until somebody took me. Okay? Because I wasn't going to take no for an answer. I had to get into rehab that day. You know, and that's what you got to do. Just like you're desperate. You know how you're desperate when you need to find your dope? You're like calling the dope man, or you're showing up at his house. Bop, 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 bop. Man, where you at? Where you at? It's 10 o'clock. I need my pills. I need my pills. Just like you're desperate for that dope. Just like you're desperate for those pills. You got to be desperate. You got to want to get sober. You got to want to get recovery. You got to chase that recovery center down, or that rehab center down, like you chase down the crack man, or the dope man, or the pill man, or the liquor store. You got to chase that. You got to get serious, you guys. And I think, you know, a lot of people, you know, they don't know how to come over here and handle me, because I'm serious. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to go back to drugs and alcohol and lose my recovery. I'm not going to have to come on here to my YouTube channel and say, I can't do this anymore. I'm going back out. I'm relapsing. No. I don't want to die. I don't want to lose my son. I don't want to leave him behind. You know, my life actually means something to me today. So if you if you're in that spot where you don't want to live anymore and you don't love yourself and you don't even like waking up in the morning because you hate yourself, because you just want to die, I want you to know that I used to feel like that every single day. I used to wake up in the morning and I didn't want to be awake. I didn't want to be alive. And now I don't feel like that. I wake up in the morning and I'm so grateful to have a second chance. I'm so grateful to be able to be my son's mother. I'm so grateful that people saw it in me to give me a second chance. Because I would never be able to live if I lost my son. And I just love him so much. But today, he pushes me and gives me motivation to be a better person every single day. And I make mistakes. I make mistakes, you guys, but you know what? I am never going to go back to using drugs. And I'm never going to put my son on the back burner like I used to, because he is number one. You know, my recovery is first, but my little boy is right there behind him. Yeah, you see, and Felon, when you got mental illness, I know how hard that can be. And like I was talking this morning about, some days, you know, I just want to lay in bed and not get out of bed, right? And it's like, I got to push myself. I got to push myself because I have a kid. I can't just not get out of bed, you know? And, but I have that. I have my son to push me. I have something to make me get out of bed. You know what I mean? If I didn't have him, I don't know. If I didn't have him, I would not be sober. Oh, yeah. You're right, Mom. And that, oh, yeah. Like today, you guys, I can make mistakes and I can come on here and tell you guys, I made a mistake. I said so-and-so to the so-and-so and so-and-so. And that's what it's always about, you guys. Like if I make a mistake or I say something that hurts somebody, it's always whenever it's usually because I'm trying to help somebody. And you know how I am. I'm like, just tell it like it is. And then, like I said, people they can't, when people aren't ready to receive something, they'll hear everything but what you're trying to do to help them with, you know? So, what I've learned, just like I was telling you guys yesterday, like, Superman waits for people to say, help me, and then he swoops down and saves them. So, I've got to quit running to people's aid who aren't asking for help. I'm not their Superman. You know, I'm only going to come to the people who call me for help. And that's what I keep on doing, is I keep on running to other people's aid to help them. But they're not asking for help. It's hard because, you know, I had to look at that and see, like, these people don't want your help, Nicole. They don't want your opinion. They don't want to hear what you have to say. And I guess that kind of hurt my ego a little, you know? That kind of puts you in your place a little. But, you know what? Now, I don't have to worry about wearing myself out. Because I was wearing myself out running to the rescue of people who didn't want me to rescue them. I was wearing myself out physically, emotionally, spiritually, all of the lees. And now, you know, I'm stepping back from that. And like I said, unless people yell help, then I'm not going to go over there and try to save them anymore. So, anyway, I'm going to get off here. I just wanted to pop on and do that. Let's talk to you guys about some step 3 decision making. So, take the key to willingness, you guys. Put it in the door. Go get you a door jamb. Prop the door open and get started in that decision. Okay? Take your time. If you want to, here's a good idea. I posted a step 3 prayer in the community tab. Tonight before you go to bed, just say that step 3 prayer. Take a screenshot of it, you guys, and say that prayer at night before you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning, okay? it's just the little actions, like saying the step 3 prayer, that will help you. It's you making that conscious effort to say, today I'm going to stay sober. Today I'm going to make right choices. You know, and you might think it's nothing important. You might think it's lame, but it's really that simple. Just make a decision. Say that step 3 prayer tonight, okay? I'll see you guys in the morning for morning meditation, and I hope you all have a good night, and this was a good meeting, and I appreciate everybody for being here. And Mom, I love you. Thank you for coming and being in the meeting too. And y'all, my mom's going to pick me up on Saturday. So me and Nate are going to be over there hanging out on Saturday. And what we'll do is we'll get her on a live and we'll just give her all the questions. So y'all can meet her and y'all get to see her, okay? Okay, Felon, I'll see you in the morning. Call me in the morning, girl. All right, you guys. Good night.